Now, let us talk about the ZigBee data communication. The ZigBee is built on top of the IEEE 802.15.4. So we will not discuss about the MAC and physical layer because those we have already covered when we discussed IEEE 802.15.4. So on top of that, we will have the network layer and the application layer for the data communication. So let's see first the structure of the ZigBee network layer. So ZigBee standard works on top of 802.15.4 addressing schema by using standard 64-bit or short 16-bit addressing. The network layer responsibilities in ZigBee are establishment of a new network, new device configuration, addressing assignment, or the network synchronization. It is also responsible for frame security and the message routing. So if you see the structure of the network packet, in case of ZigBee, you will have encrypted network payload as the main component where the actual data resides, and you will have synchronization bytes, then physical header, MAC header, which are coming from IEEE 802.15.4, and then you will have network header, which is part of your ZigBee network architecture. Then you will have another header, which is auxiliary header. The auxiliary header is responsible for the security of the packet that a receiving node uses to correctly authenticate and decrypt the packet. So this data includes the type of key used for encryption, the sequence number, if there is a network key required, and the address of the device that secured the data and frame counter. So the data payload which is there in the network packet will be encrypted, and the encryption information will be stored in the auxiliary header. MIC is for the data integrity check to see whether the data is received completely at the receiving end or not. The ZigBee application layer. The ZigBee application layer contains the manufacturer defined application objects, the ZDO, that is ZigBee device object, and the application sublayer. So in addition to the security responsibilities, the application sublayer will also bind the devices based on their duties and needs, maintain the binding tables, forward the messages between those devices, and discover the neighboring device for a given device. So it uses link key or the network key to secure the message. So in the application layer, we will have the link key or the network key function to secure the message. The application layer also provides the ZDO and the applications with device management services, key establishment, and the key transport. Now, in this case, if you see the application packet, headers will contain the initial components as we saw in case of the network layer. So we will have synchronization byte, then physical header, MAC header, and network header, and then we will have the application sublayer header. And then we have the auxiliary header, which is responsible to contain the information related to the encryption which we are using to encrypt the data payload at the application layer. MIC is again used for cyclic redundancy check to verify whether the data has been received at the other end without any error. Let's see what are the various ZigBee devices we use in the ZigBee network. So we use three types of devices. One is Zigbee coordinator. Zigbee coordinator is required in each Zigbee network to initiate the network formation. Also, the Zigbee net coordinator is responsible to coordinate among the various Zigbee and devices. Zigbee router is required to participate in multi-hop routing of the messages. So router node is responsible for hopping the data from one end to other end. Zigbee end device is the device which is responsible to collect the data from the field and participate in the data communication with the help of Zigbee coordinator and router. So Zigbee end device does not allow association or routing because it is not built for the coordination or the routing capability. It only have the low cost solution for the data acquisition at the remote end. So various topologies which we use in Zigbee, we use star topology where we have multiple end devices and we have Zigbee coordinator to coordinate among various end devices, and we also have Zigbee router to hop the data to the remote end. We can also have cluster tree kind of approach where you will see that you can create a cluster tree kind of structure for the data communication, or we can also have the mesh kind of structure where the Zigbee coordinator will coordinate among various Zigbee router as well as the end devices. So the mesh network will have the advantage that it will have multiple paths so that the data communication is more reliable. Zigbee is highly reliable and secure. It has the mesh networking protocol which provides redundant paths as we saw in the previous slide. Automatic retries and acknowledgements are possible. The parents, that is Zigbee coordinator, will keep track of the messages of sleeping children. So whenever they are awake, the parents will push the message to the children again. It is highly intrinsic interference tolerance structure where we have multiple channels for the data communication. It utilizes AES 128 or even AES 256-bit encryption. It utilizes link and network keys for the data security. Authentication and encryption is also possible using the Zigbee stack. Security can be customized at the application level. Now, if we compare Zigbee and Bluetooth, so when we compare Zigbee and Bluetooth, Zigbee contains smaller packets and it have the larger network for data communication. It is mostly static network with many infrequently used devices because the devices are reduced function devices with energy as a constraint. So that's why in this case also the devices will sleep as much as time so that the energy can be saved. Typical applications of Zigbee network are home automation, toys, and the remote control applications. While in case of Bluetooth, it contains large packet data transmission over a small network. It creates ad hoc network, mostly being utilized in file transfer. So here the applications are like screen graphics, pictures, hands-free audio, mobile phones, handset, PDS, etc. The major difference between the Zigbee and Bluetooth configurations is Bluetooth is only supporting the star topology, while Zigbee is supporting star, cluster as well as mesh topology. As far as the other parameters concerned, power profile in Bluetooth is lasting for days, while Zigbee is designed for low power consumption, and the power can last for years. Complexity: Bluetooth is complex while Zigbee is simple. Per master, Bluetooth supports 8 nodes while Zigbee supports 65,000 nodes. Latency: Bluetooth latency is in the range of 10 seconds, while in case of Zigbee it is 30 milliseconds to 1 second. Range: Bluetooth is ranging up to 10 meter, while the Zigbee ranges between 70 meter to 300 meter. Expandability: Bluetooth is not expandable while Zigbee is expandable. Data rate: in case of Bluetooth is high, that is 1 Mbps, while in case of Zigbee it is 250 kbps. Security: standard 64 and 128-bit encryption is used in case of Bluetooth, while in case of Zigbee we can use 128-bit AES encryption as well as customized application layer level security. Now let's see another communication technology called Z-Wave. So Z-Wave is again a wireless home automation protocol. It is the alliance of companies similar to the Zigbee, but here the hardware for Z-Wave comes from Sigma chips. So this is the biggest constraint in case of Z-Wave, that it is not as open as we see in case of Zigbee. So that's why Z-Wave is considered as a closed protocol. Devices and protocol are managed by Sigma and Z-Wave Alliance. The certified devices which are complying the Z-Wave needs a certification to ensure its compatibility. The companies which are under NDA will not be allowed to disclose the Z-Wave related informations. Right now, approximately 600 companies and 2,200 certified devices are utilizing the Z-Wave technology. Z-Wave protocol is two-way communication protocol. It guarantees the delivery of data or notification of the failure. It supports mesh networking and extends the network outside the immediate range of the controller. Immediate status update: it reduces the latency over a old system. Large number of devices can be added on the network. So basically it supports 232 physical devices at max in the Z-Wave node. A physical device may provide multiple virtual devices, and the security options are available in the Z-Wave protocol. So let's see the Z-Wave protocol layers. So if you see here also we have 4 layers for the data communication, where we have RF media as a base layer. On top of that we have MAC layer, then transfer layer and the routing layer. Here all 4 layers are different from IEEE 802.15.4 and the Zigbee protocol. So these are customized layers which are conforming to Z-Wave protocol. So in that way, the Z-Wave devices are not interoperable. Z-Wave can only talk to the other Z-Wave device. So because of that, the Z-Wave has very limited scope of expansion, and interoperability is the challenge. Application control layer will house the OEM applications for sensors. The routing layer will use the source routing algorithm to route the data packets. The transfer layer will use the locally administered addressing scheme with unique home ID and node ID for uniquely identifying the device. So we will see home ID and node ID and how we will use for the device identification. MAC layer will use short frame of size 20 to 30 bytes while transmitting the data. RF layer will use the RF signals of 865.2 megahertz wideband FSK in India. So in this protocol, the Z-Wave layers will have routing, transfer, MAC and RF, and application layer will be open to the various OEMs, that is original equipment manufacturers, who can build their applications for various data acquisition sensors. Now let's see how the network addressing happens in case of Z-Wave. So Z-Wave protocol uses 32-bit identifier to address the devices it controls. Every device is controlled by a microcontroller and is assigned a common home ID. So one network having the ZB devices will have one common home ID, which will define network where these devices are residing. Once the device is added to the network, device looks for other devices and add them to the same network. That means having the same home ID. The device adding other devices assign the same home ID but a different node ID, which is a 8-bit identifier. So in this case, the home ID will be same, which says that the device is part of a particular network with a unique node ID so that it can be uniquely identified within the network having home ID as configured in the device. The inclusion process allocates the node ID to the device and tells the device that this device is part of the network having home ID. Device can be spotted by microcontroller only if the home ID on the microcontroller is same as that on the device. So the path chosen by the microcontroller to send a signal is through devices which have only the same home ID. So if we have two different networks present in an environment and both have different home IDs, the data cannot be interoperable. So when we compare Z-Wave and ZigBee, Z-Wave uses sub 1 gigahertz frequency band while ZigBee uses 2.4 gigahertz frequency band. Z-Wave uses FSK, that is frequency shift keying modulation, while ZigBee uses direct sequence spread spectrum called DSSS, which is more advanced and robust data modulation technique. Products are only manufactured and sold by Sigma Designs, so it is a proprietary kind of solution where the design as well as the Z-Wave related features are not open for other people to work on it. Here, in case of ZigBee, the chipsets are developed and manufactured by many vendors, so it is not that monopolistic kind of solution as we see in case of Z-Wave. Z-Wave supports 232 nodes while ZigBee can support up to 65,000 nodes. Z-Wave is based on proprietary radio and architecture, while ZigBee is based on IEEE 802.15.4 architecture. Z-Wave protocol is not interoperable, while ZigBee is interoperable. Although it is interoperable to certain extent, but it is better when we compare with the Z-Wave. Z-Wave has limited level of encryption, while in case of ZigBee, we have multiple layers of data encryption, which can happen either chip, network, or application level. Z-Wave is a closed software system. There is no access to the software stack. So because of that, it is more or less a proprietary kind of solution. While ZigBee stack is royalty free and open source software. Here, in case of Z-Wave, the RAM is also fixed and the RAM is only 2 KB, while in case of ZigBee, the RAM ranges from 16 to 32 KB.